Hello fellow anglers and welcome back to the channel. Your old friend here, ready to dive deep into the fishing forecast for a truly intriguing day. Tuesday, October 14, 2025. If you've been wondering whether to dust off your gear or stay cozy indoors, stick with me because this day is shaping up to be a real autumnal cracker with some surprisingly active fish. We're looking at a fascinating blend of cooling waters and a stable weather pattern that, if you play your cards right, could lead to some unforgettable catches. I'm going to tell you exactly why this particular October day offers a fantastic window of opportunity, especially for our predatory friends, and give you the actionable tips you need to succeed. Prepare to learn about the best spots, the deadliest baits, and the cleverest tactics to outsmart the fish. Now let's talk tactics for a few of our favorite UK species. First up, the magnificent pike. My friends, this is their prime time. With the water temperatures steadily dropping, pike are absolutely ravenous, actively bulking up for the long winter ahead. You'll find them hunting fiercely in deeper sections of canals, reservoirs, and slow-moving rivers. Look for them around features like sharp drop-offs, the edges of remaining weed beds, and any submerged structures like fallen trees or reed beds, typically in depths of 2 to 4 meters. My advice? Go big with your lures. Spinnerbaits, jerkbaits, and soft plastics between 4 and 8 inches long can be incredibly effective. And here's a little trick. Don't be afraid to try dead baiting with mackerel or smelt presented on a ledger rig near the bottom. Remember, slower retrieves often trigger those aggressive strikes from big, hungry pike. Next, let's turn our attention to the coast for bass. October is a standout month for aggressive bass fishing, particularly in estuaries and along the open coastline. They're relentlessly chasing baitfish like sand eels, smelts, and sprats. In estuaries, focus on fishing around low tides, especially near neap tides, as these give you more fishable water and concentrate the bass. Along the open coastline, areas with moving water, strong currents, and diving birds are key indicators of baitfish schools. Try casting weedless soft plastics or fast-moving, shallow-diving lures. White, black, and sparkly lures are often the most productive. If conditions are calm during the day, a small trick is to switch to night fishing on the coast. Larger bass often lurk below schools of smaller baitfish then. And for our coarse fishing enthusiasts, carp are still very much on the menu. If we get some mild sunny spells, which are quite possible with the high pressure, carp will continue to feed actively. Look for them at depths of 2 to 5 meters in lakes and ponds, particularly near areas with dense underwater vegetation or even close to the shore. As the water continues to cool into mid-October, they might start moving deeper, down to 3 to 6 meters, searching for food. For bait, try barley, dough, or peas, especially if they've been soaked in milk to add extra attraction. Simple feeder or waggler rigs can be highly effective for tempting these wary giants. Finally, let's consider roach and bream. As autumn progresses, these species start to move into deeper, more stable areas of lakes and slower stretches of rivers. Look for them in depths of 3 to 6 meters, especially where there's a softer bottom with some silt or mud, or near the edge of a channel. A feeder rod is your best friend here, friends. Use a fine ground bait mix with a good proportion of dead maggots, chopped worm, or casters. Hook baits like red maggots, worms, or a small piece of corn presented on a hair rig will often entice a bite. Remember, in cooler water, patience is key, and sometimes a less active presentation is more effective. Now let's dig into the nitty-gritty, the theoretical basis of our forecast for October 14, 2025. The weather in the United Kingdom looks quite favorable. We're expecting air temperatures to range from about 3 degrees Celsius, or 38 degrees Fahrenheit, in the early morning to around 13 degrees Celsius, or 55 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. Atmospheric pressure should be generally stable or even slightly rising, which is often a good sign for fishing, as it means fish are less likely to be disoriented by sudden changes. Wind will be light to moderate, predominantly from the west. We're also looking at mostly dry conditions with partly cloudy skies and only a low chance of light showers. This moderate wind can create a good chop on the water in some areas, concentrating baitfish and predators on the wind-blown banks. The water temperature, my friends, will be around 12 to 14 degrees Celsius, 54 to 57 degrees Fahrenheit across many inland and coastal areas. This is a fantastic temperature range for many species. It's cool enough to stimulate their feeding instincts as they prepare for winter, but not yet so cold that they become completely inactive. Fish metabolism is still quite high, meaning they need to feed regularly. And the moon? The moon! On October 14, 2025, we have a waning crescent moon with an illumination of around 40%. While scientific evidence can be debated, many experienced anglers, myself included, have noticed that fish activity can be more concentrated during dawn and dusk under these conditions, and perhaps a bit more cautious during the brighter parts of the day, especially after the peak of the full moon. So plan your trips accordingly. Those crepuscular hours might be your golden window. Considering all these factors, the overall fish activity for the United Kingdom on this day, the 14th of October 2025, can be assessed as good to excellent, particularly for predatory species. Pike and bass should be very active, making this a prime time to target them. Carp will still be biting, though potentially moving deeper, and roach and bream will also be feeding steadily. It's a fantastic window where many species are still feeding aggressively before the full grip of winter sets in. The steady, cool temperatures without extreme drops combined with generally stable pressure create favorable conditions for a hungry fish population. So, my friends, that's my forecast for October 14. I wish you all tight lines and a truly memorable day on the water. May your reels scream and your nets be heavy, ni kvosta, ni cheshwi, which means no tail, no scales. A traditional Russian fishing wish for good luck. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this helpful, subscribe for more forecasts and tips, and tell me in the comments below, what are your plans for this day? What species are you targeting? And what's your go-to bait for autumn fishing? I love hearing your stories and observations. Good luck out there, everyone.